Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special recording here of me and the Grim, as I like to call him, the Grim Reaper, MGR. MG, I want to say thank you so much before we begin on just taking care of business with this bot, man. This is incredible. We're going to go over some commands here. Talk to us through the commands, my friend. Obviously, we have a lot of different sets of rules for the referees to go over, beginning with how we initiate a game. And we're going to show you an initiated game right here. Grim, want to take it over here? How we initiate a game? It's going to be me and you, and he's going to show us that right now. As the referee,
Sure.
he's going to go ref I.
So,
Yep.
so if we go to, so if we first start off by initializing a game, we can go ref I and then ping the first person who starts, and then ping the second person. Then you can initialize the match, and basically what this does is it lets the bot know that you want to play a full set here, and if you want to set the exact amount of matches that you're doing, you can do ref B or ref best of, and then set the number of matches. For example, if you want to do 11, you can do 11. In this case, we're just going to stick to 7.
Correct. This
And
will be
then
the
you can
seven. Yep.
also set the number of cards that each player starts with. So since you start, how many cards would you like?
We'll just keep it simple. We'll go with 5 right here just to keep it nice and simple. Yep. And you'll see that right
Yeah,
there.
so we can start with ref cards 5. Once we have that set up, we can also just get the game going by doing ref S or ref start.
All right. Very good.
Then and we can play a quick match here as well.
And you're going to see, I'm going to talk us through this. What Grim has right here is a little bit different setup. So you'll see your hand right here is toggle. It's basically a toggle proof hand. You go hand. You'll see on the right, you go hand. Boom. You'll see me do that. And then you'll see me hit the table right here. Boom. And you see the one power play, of course. Everything's in bold. And then the card history, which will basically track the cards. We have a green 5. And I will play a card right here to kind of show you. A lot of the commands are the same. Grim and I will talk to you about the Uno commands. And right now, obviously, you can see my hand, but take a little draw here. Kind of show you everything. Grim, your turn. And you talk to us, Grim. How did you develop this, man? Just from a coding standpoint, how did you get all this in to the game for sure?
So a lot of the help had
Later.
to
I got the
do
coupon, by
with
the
the
way.
fact that the GitHub for the original Unobot is public, so I was able to use some of the code, but a lot of the code I had to reformat in order to make it more palatable for specifically the Uno League format. And what I wanted to do also was create a failsafe in case the bot would ever like break down, or in any case that if it were to turn off, then the games would still be saved locally. Mm, so even if the bot manages to like turn off, then the game will still be saved, and then you can still play like basically nothing happened. Um, I also wanted to make a few changes to certain buttons that there would be. For example, in the original Uno bot, you could only have like public table checks, but I added a specific table button so that you could just see that anytime you wanted. And also, as you may have seen in the hand, it also displays all of the cards that you can play, first sorted by color, and then also by also all the cards which you can play are going to be bolded, and you'll likely see more of that um, as we go through this game.
Yep. And there we go. I'm going to play a card here. Yeah, for sure. And like I said, we're going to test Grim. Grim and I are kind of get to a certain point. We'll show you some of the new Uno commands. We're going to have the fans do it here. All right, so let's see what I got here. I can do
As you can
that.
see, most of the commands should be the same. You can still do Uno D, you can still do Uno P for the exact same playing things.
Right, that's not changed for sure. Everything's clean on that end. And we're going to just kind of get through this game here. I'm going to do a little bit wild. Everything's pretty
I did
clean.
want to make it as friction free as possible so that you wouldn't have to worry about learning a whole new command set. So most of the things are designed to replicate the original Uno bot as closely as possible.
Now that didn't populate, Grim, but did I do something wrong for that Uno? Or did I space it?
Oh, you need to space the
Okay.
um,
All right, next time I
Uno.
will. Oh, I got you. Yeah, we'll show you some of the new Uno commands. There's going to be a couple. We will let the fans decide, but right now we're sold on a couple. I'll just show you the most common one will be the Uno play. I'll show you when I get to it. It'll be the Uno play red 9 Uno at the exclamation. We do have the double ampersand, but we have ways to be creative, right? You can potentially do a little space there, and I'm going to show you right here how this goes. Let's see if this works. Maybe not. Grim, is that just the spacing off on there or not? Or
I'm not exactly sure why that's happening. It's really weird, but
it's all good. We can fix.
um,
I'll show you an Uno commando. We'll get to Uno in a second here. Let's see if I need a card. Maybe Grim can get the Uno. You can just check the tables. Nice. Some card history populates here as well. And we'll show you guys the stats page right here. And we'll get you once this game ends. Just playing one game here just to show you how it works. And then Grim, you said you're very good at just restarting the bot, which is nice. And talk to me about when you restart the bot, how the game really is localized. Nothing really happens. It's still the same game.
yeah. So basically, what happens is the game is just saved in a database. Uh, it's currently locally just on my computer, but when it's like publicly hosted, or not publicly, but when it's just hosted on a server online, then it'll just be saved to that server, and then so as long as the bot is existent, it will continue to work. It doesn't even have to be online, but um, the game will still exist as long as the database exists.
Yeah, we do appreciate that, Grim, for having us that store data, which is important. Obviously, Grim is going to explain a little bit why the initiation is a little weird. I know it started, there was a play where I would start the game, but still say my turn. We're working on some of the kinks. We will have a Super League format will be in there too. Best of 6. We'll figure that out. It's not hard to really initiate. We'll say warning, but that is not a problem. All right, Grim, go for it, my friend. You're at 3, looking for dose. See if you can show the fans some Uno. I couldn't do it. Okay,
Yeah.
no worries. Let's see. I'm gonna try to force this Uno here. Let's try to get you that. Let's see if we can force something here. Show you that command. So Grim, you'll restart the bot and add the exclamation point. That's a great example. Just gonna copy that. Okay. Yep. And then you could always pause the match too, which is nice. If someone's got to, use the bathroom or something, or they had to go run out, you can just pause it, which is cool. Just gonna send these commands to my phone.
Yeah, and basically because the bot, um, because the game is always stored, and also the bot will only respond when you actually say anything, and there are no timeouts, so the refs will also be able to just manually be able to pass the game over if they ever need to.
Right. 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 So let's say they just need something there. We can just pass it over, keep the game flowing, keep the pace of play going. That's what we do here. I'm just drawing back. Obviously, I'm just showing you guys on my OBS how this works. Table history. They come up in separate messages. And Grim, the nice thing about this too is there's no more DMs from the bot. This is all single source, right? It's all single one-stop shop on all 3 tabs, which is cool.
Yeah. Um, there's like basically no DMs from the bot anymore. However, in case you ever do need to see your hand and the hand button doesn't work for whatever reason, you can still do Uno H in order to see your hand.
Yep, yep. And I just got a DM from the bot, so real quick, I'm just going to show you guys what we got here. There it is. It just gives me there, which is nice. And I'll go back to the table, show you guys that. And Grim, the nice thing about this is you program this to be all shorthands, which is nice. There's no more, longhand callouts. It's all shorthand, which is beautiful. That's what we wanted. Did a great job on
Yes.
that.
Another thing you can see is later when we do get to Uno, if you do, you can type Uno C instead of Uno callout for a very quick callout as well.
Right, and we'll show you that as well. Alright, so we got a little bit there, just throwing a little red 6 action, just checking my history. Alright, just checking my table, show you guys that. And we'll go a little bit of an end around here. Now, Grim, you also know we can do this now. We still kept this double play thing for sure, so that's still there. That still exists for the fans. Still hasn't changed. Right?
Yeah, again, I did want to keep like as much of the game as consistent with the original Uno bot as possible, so that
Alright, there we go. Grim, how long? This is kind of a thing. I mean, how long have you been coding, man, for in your life? Is that something you were just like, I wanted to code one day? And talk to the fans a little bit how you got started in this and how and what it takes to really create a bot like this because it's not easy. It takes a lot of resource. Oh, real quick, let me just show you that. This should work. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, you can show the call out, Grim. Go for it. See.
wait, wait, yeah, sure.
Okay. So that didn't work. That's interesting, but it'll populate where it should work next time. I think when you restart it.
Yeah. Um,
All right.
yeah, so about how I started coding as well. I've been coding for like quite a while. I started roughly roughly 11, 10 years ago-ish. Um, I started on Scratch, humble beginnings. Um, but basically, over time,
Okay, so separate command. Gotcha.
yeah, um, as as I wanted to get better and better at coding, I started to move to like more and more projects. Um, I started coding Discord bots specifically around like 2 to 3 years ago-ish. Um, and after all this progress, I've been able to. I'm very grateful that I've had this opportunity to be able to um, code for the MRE Uno League as well. So that's been nice.
Absolutely, Grim, and we appreciate it. Now, Grim, real quick for the fans at home, there will be illegal power plays, or let's say if someone tries to call it Uno, it'll detect that for the fans at home. You'll be able to detect that.
Uh,
You can't do that Uno.
um, if there's a false call out, it won't really say anything, mainly because firstly, there's no call out penalty, but um, I can also add.
You can always add it, yeah, because remember there's no power play at Uno, so if someone tries to call it a power play at Uno, it should just be able to be that's illegal. So we'll work on that. That's just some of the rule book you'll tweak out. All right, check the table. Still 5-4. Guess I'm just gonna try to not force anything here, but we'll see how this one goes. Just trying to run us through the game here. We'll kind of show you what the commands are, how to close the game and stuff like that. Still haven't lost my KT classics.
And of course, another great advantage that we have um, simply just because we have this bot now that um, we can just make additions to it as we want, and we don't have to rely on, say, the original owner of the Uno bot in order to like update their bot as well. So it is quite nice.
Now, Grim, I'm going to try the Uno again. Do I have to call the exclamation on a separate message, or can it be the same message?
I think you can do it in the same message. It just has to be separated by double ampersand.
It has to be double arrow. Okay. All right. Well, interesting.
Okay. I'm not exactly sure what's up with that. I'll fix that in a bit, but
No worries. No worries.
um,
But we get the concept right. And like I said, guys, we're just learning the concept. We're just trying to figure this out here. We're getting close to it, and I'm at one card. Grim can use his power play here if he wanted to defend it. You can show the fans, Grim, if you want to do that. It's up to you.
oh yeah, sure. So another thing that we can now do is built-in power plays, which is really cool because now I can just play the card itself, and then the bot will handle the power play
It's
for
back to
me.
you. Yep, it's back to you.
Then
There you
like
go.
that. And then, as you can see here, at the end of the game, it'll also display the current match statistics,
Yep, you'll
and
have
then
them
it'll
going on.
also
Yep.
show who starts the next match as well.
Yep, and what we'll have here is we'll have plus fours, we'll have wilds introduced, we'll have plus twos, we'll have reverses and skips. All that will be dateable, or trackable, excuse me, and then the data will then be transferred over to a stats page, which will be coming next year. We'll have the matchup results, and we'll have a stats page for each individual match. At the end of the match, we'll screenshot it and we'll put it in the stats page. It gives people more chance to film study and gives more players control of the game. And all right, Grim. Now you're going to initiate the next match, so I'm going to let's see.
Yeah.
Ref.
So you can first start.
Let's go 6. Ref card
Yeah,
6.
you can choose how many cards you want, and then you can type ref start whenever you're ready to start.
Yep, and I'll start it up. I'll start the game. And we'll do one more game here, and then we'll show you the fans. Like I said, we'll fix the Uno calls, but we apologize for that, but it's all good. It could be just a case where we can restart the bot and it'll populate. Not a big deal. Oh, this could be a monster hand. It's all good. Let's check my hand. All right. Let's go there. All right, let's see if Grim can get another Uno call here. See what he's got. Nothing there. All right. There's the table. Just checking the tables, guys, and that's a +4 right there. Okay, got the Uno call. So you'll fix that, Grim, where the red 9 you can just exclamation probably at the end of the message, something like that. Not a
Yeah.
big deal. All right, no worries. Do a little ISO here. See if that works. And it works like a charm. All right. There's a good example of the Uno C. And I'll be content to switch. But yeah, basically, Grim, a lot of this is very automated. It's very clean. The interface looks great. Like I said, I told you from minute one, it looks like we're back in the player's hands, which is nice. Because the biggest thing is when you look at this league is that's never been implemented. That card history tool. We've never had live table. You get a live table switchboard. You don't really get the hand and a table and a history in one single swoop, which makes the game a lot more effective when trying to
Yeah.
get when you're trying to get the game started, especially a lot more automation. The human ref basically will be there for a backup call. That's really all the human ref is there for.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things that um there's a lot of things that we can just add when we have just a custom bot. For example, another feature that is also in the works is just the ability in case of like some kind of emergency, the referee can also just be able to set specific aspects of the game. For example, like if there happens to be like a buggy card or something, the ref can just like remove that top card and then continue on as normal.
Right.
Just in case there happens to be something weird that happens like that, or like I doubt something like that would happen, but
It's a good
of
fail-safe.
course, it's
I got you.
preventative measures. Yeah,
No, this is good, right? Because there's always that 1 in a billion chance that something stupid could happen, and you want to protect that at all costs. I definitely understand that. Play a wild here, and really,
yeah.
got yeah. Go for it.
You can. Uh, Wait, does it show up for you the custom wildcard?
Oh yeah, it does not. But what you're going to see is the Cody Lamas wild card is in there. Grim, does it show up for you?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just for your side. This is what it shows up as for me.
Okay.
Discord's just been really weird with image embeds lately, so if that happens, that's usually why.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. Like I said, we uh, we can always work that out, and get everybody in the game. I mean, that's really what the cool part about this league is. We can get everybody in the game if they want, right? Of course, if there's 108 cards, we don't have 108 players, but we can get at least maybe the action cards, maybe some zeros, whatever we gotta do to get people in the game. We'll get them in the game here for sure. Here comes Grim with a triple play. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys how to win a game on a power play right here. And just going to do that. Oh, and that's a
Good game.
classic KT right there, a little sneak attack, and that's one way you could do it. Actually, it's something nice. Now, we're just going to show you two games, but you can just see, like I said, really close on the cards played. The plus fours are it's not skewed. Like I said, it's Uno. There's still going to be some luck, but a lot more control in the gameplay. You can contract the amount of switches. Cards drawn. It doesn't get much closer than that. So that's pretty much it. Grim, is there anything else that I need to know for the fans here? Is that pretty much what we got covered? Is there any other commands you want to showcase here for the fans?
Not yet, but also this statistics page it does also carry out throughout the round. So
Right,
you may see that there's 40. So the 41 cards that you played is the total amount of cards that you've played throughout the whole match.
right,
And as far as I know, the main Uno bot also just doesn't track specific matches because it's not designed to be built for that. So this is this is a really nice way to just get that going.
right. This technology is basically being introduced for the first time. It's new, it's fresh, and like I said, fans, we will have the plus twos, the wild plus fours, the wilds, the skips. All that will be tracked once Grim implements into the system. We'll fix the Uno issue. Graham, that's pretty much it, man. I just wanted for your 15 minutes of your time. We will probably put this most likely in the PowerPoint, and we'll probably put this on YouTube as a video too for the fans to see. We'll spice it up, and we'll talk about. We'll have you on a separate pod with. I think me and Cody are going to be on a pod with you. We're going to kind of break down once it's fully optimized. When do you think this will be fully optimized, Graham? Just the last thing before we sign off here. Do you think it'll be ready by the end of the summer? I think that's what we're shooting for, end of August, early September.
Yeah, I definitely anticipate this being like mostly optimized by the end of summer. Of course, there's always the possibility that we could just keep adding more
Of course.
features, and um, I don't think there's too much more to add though, so it should definitely be done before the end of summer.
Right, and the fans will have an open source call. We'll get a focus group going for people who are really interested and want to make this thing as comfortable and as at home as possible. Well, for Grim and myself, we thank you for listening to this PowerPoint and this presentation. We will show you the commands, of course, at the end of the PowerPoint presentation. Grim, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you for your time here today, and we thank you for everything you've done with this bot, man. We look forward to launching this thing set to go in the off season, somewhere around January 2025. We do those off season specials, which we'll announce at a later date, and then for the season in February 25, and of course some testing in the off season when it's fully optimized at the end of August. Thank you, Grim. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.